Welcome to the weekly Pacent test video. On this next screen, you're going to see all of the start times of the problems, so you can just fast forward to the problems that you want to look at. All right, here we come with this week's video. All right, this is the Week 10 test review, and you can find this again online. Maybe you're looking at it online now. Maybe you're looking at it in class now. So we're going to go through each of the problems. And remember, if you want to come back and look at this, slow it down, replay it, you can always do that. So problem number 1. This is a ratio problem. Mark is making his famous stew, and each serving of the stew contains, and they give you, for each serving, there are 5 carrots and there are 3 turnips. So the first question is, if there are 33 turnips in the batch that Mark is making in the slow cooker, how many servings is he making? Well, 1 serving equals 3 turnips. So we know that 1 serving has 3 turnips in it. So let me move that over where I can see it a little bit better. If 1 serving is equal to 3 turnips, then we take the 33 turnips, we divide it by the 3 turnips in each serving, per serving, we get 11 servings. For the second part, how many carrots? Well, now we work the other way. If there are 11 servings and there are 5 carrots in each serving, if 1 serving equals 5 carrots, then 11 servings would have 55 carrots. Now I've laid it out for you, laid out the answer in a proportion. There are 5 carrots and 3 turnips in every serving. So if there are 33 turnips, there would be 55 carrots. This is times 11. This is times 11. You might have set it up differently. I saw some students set it up this way. They got their answer to part A. They brought this answer down, and they said, all right, I've got 11 servings. There are 5 carrots in each, 55 carrots. I didn't grade you based on how you solved it, as long as you showed some work. Unfortunately, there were some students who just wrote down 11 servings, 55 carrots. Without the work, they didn't get credit. All right, moving on to number 2. So problem number 2. And as you can tell, I've got a little bit of a cough when I'm recording this, so bear with me. Problem number 2. First thing, graph to the right. So herbal vita is on the bottom line. There were some of you that graphed the wrong way. Your line went up this direction. You graphed them backwards. Okay, you have to be really careful about that. So once you graphed them, if you laid your ruler over, you would see that they do form a straight line, and that straight line runs all the way through 0. That straight line, if you continue it on, goes to the 0, 0 point. And since it does, yes, this is a proportional relationship. The points create a straight line that goes through 0. Here's another way to check. Each of these is the same. For each of these, it simplifies down to 3 to 2. 2 times 2.5 is 5. 3 times 2.5 is 7. 2 times 5 is 10. 3 times 5 is 15. 2 times 10 is 20. 3 times 10 is 30. So each of them had the same proportion. All right, again, if you need to go back and slow this down, if you're watching this online, pause it, take some notes, whatever you need to do. Here, what I did here, let me just drew a couple of these out. 3 to 2 times 5 over 5 times a big one gives you 15 over 10, gives you this one right here. 3 over 2 times 10 over 10 gives you 30 over 20, this one right here. And you'd find the same for all of these. This happens to be 2 times 12.5 makes 25. 3 times 12.5 makes 37.5. Let's just do that one. 3 over 2 times 12.5 over 12.5 gives you 37.5 over 25. Gives you this one right here. Okay, on to the back of the page. Number 3. So we're going to go through our first step is that rainbow step. Negative 5 times x, negative 5 times 6. We get negative 5x plus negative 30 equals 15. We add 30. We have to cancel out. Remember, the goal, cancel these out. So we add 30. You have to add 30 over here. We get 45 divided by 5 gives us negative 9. And if we check it, if we put the negative 9 in, works out. Number 4, here's our equation. There are 2 playlists. So the number of playlists right here, 2 playlists, 2 playlists. Each of those playlists has 12 Jay-Z songs, 12 Jay-Z songs, and some unknown number of Rihanna songs. I'm going to call that R for Rihanna songs. So I do the same rainbows. Rainbow over, so this is going to there, and it's going to the Rihanna songs. 2 times 12, 2 times R, 24 plus 2R, 50 songs altogether. Take away 24 from both sides, we get 2R equals 26. Divide everything by 2, we get 13 Rihanna songs, and there's my quick check. Number 5. So number 5, we had to find angles A and B. So my thought process in looking for angle A was to say, what would help me have angle A? Well, gosh, if I had this angle right there, that would give me angle A. I'd have a vertical angle. Well, how do I get that angle? Well, I know that 45 and 20 plus A all have to be 190 or 180 degrees, 190 degrees. That's my cold medicine talking. 180 degrees. How do I get the 20? It's not given. Well, it's the vertical to this angle right here. When I look at this angle and this angle, I've got vertical angles. So once I've got that 20, remember these are like puzzles. Once I have that 20, I go ahead, I add it to the 45, I get 65. Then I take my 180, I take away the 65 that I just got, take the 65, 180, take away the 65, that 115 goes right there. For my second angle, for angle B, same idea. Gosh, it would be nice if I had all of these. Well, now that I have this 115, I have this 115. That's the vertical angle. That 115 plus the 40, that's this work right here, 115. That with 115 plus the 40 gives me 155. Since a full triangle, that's a horribly drawn triangle, horribly traced. That's all I have to do is trace the darn thing. Let's try that again. There, it's better already. All right. Since that whole triangle is 180 degrees, and I already have 155, I take that 155, take it away from the 180, and now I've got 25 degrees left. All right. We're on to the end here. Last part. So on this problem, and by the way, here's my note, dividing by a negative means you flip the inequality. So as soon as I see this, actually, as soon as I see that, I know I'm going to change this inequality. So step 1, take away the 9, negative 4x, less than or equal to 12. Divide by the negative 4. That is the big 1 we keep talking about. That's how you know you do it right. There's a 1 there. you get x is greater than or equal to -3. Again, the sign had to change direction because we divided by a negative. When we bring this down, we make sure we number our number line carefully. These are smaller numbers to the left and bigger numbers to the right. And -2. -2 is greater than -3. So we make sure we label these correctly. And then it's a closed circle because it's a equal to, greater than or equal to, closed circle. Arrow goes to the right because it covers the numbers that are greater than -3. Number 7. Keith, $50 a day plus $8 for every piece of furniture he sells. He wants to make $150 today. Good for Keith. He sold 12 pieces of furniture. Did he make his goal? Step 1, write an inequality. You are required to write an inequality. So it's the $50 plus it's 8 for every F, where F equals furniture. 8 for every piece of furniture sold has to be greater than $150. So we could solve this, but they're just asking us a yes or no question. And so to get that yes or no question, we can plug the 12 in. We take the 12 Keith sold, multiply it by the 8, we get 96. Add that to the 150, we get 146. Is that greater than 150? That is not true. Keith did not meet his goal. He needed to sell 13 pieces of furniture. So there you go. Answers to the Week 10 test. This is going to be up online. It's already up online. You can take a look at this. You can go back over it, really look at the problems that you got wrong. You're going to get much more successful at this if you take the time to go through the things you don't understand and really look at them again. Some of us just need to look things over more than once. That's true of all of us on something or other. Okay.